will still continue to have jobs in a way. And history has also demonstrated that to a large extent, anytime there is new technology, new jobs are created. So once upon a time in Ghana, everybody was doing, then it was called space to space. Then from space to space, we move on to communication centers.
Wow.
From communication centers, now we are doing mobile money.
Interesting.
And the numbers that are doing mobile money today are even more than those who were doing the space to space. And also for every stage, it brings a new need that people have to do.
Exactly. But this is why when you mentioned educating yourself, it's so important, because you have to also stay ahead and you have to keep yourself relevant, right? To keep up with this digital era. Because if your job is so simple and you can be replaced by a technology, then what is it that you can do differently from what, the robot can do? And I think that's where we talk about soft skills and then emotional intelligence and making yourself relevant to the position that you find yourself in. So do you have any last words for our viewers?
This is funny and interesting, right? I think one thing that maybe we all need to do is to start playing computer games.
Stop or start? Start.
Yeah.
Hey, some people can get addicted.
Yeah, get your PlayStation or your Xbox.
Okay.
I look at my children play. Sometimes I want to play with them.
Why don't you?
I'm going to start playing. Now the reason why I'm saying that is, there's a machine that can do surgery, right? A whole machine that can do surgery.
That can perform surgery.
Yeah. Now this is how it starts. Today is doing surgery. There are drones and a whole lot of things that are being controlled. Now, if you cannot control a simple car in a video game, how can you control a machine that is doing surgery?
Do you all play video games? Camera crew, do you all play video games? Why are you laughing? You're laughing.
How can you control a machine that is, instead of cutting to the right, you may end up cutting to the left if you are a doctor, or if you are operating a different machine, depending on your area, remotely. If you've not played the video games to understand and know that right is right, control a car on the screen without crashing, how can you control other things remotely?
Wow.
And that is where we are getting to.
You just brought so much childhood memories. Just with saying that. So you hear it here, right? You're supposed to be playing video games. Not so much, right? Where it's stopping you from work, but clearly it helps. It helps. That's interesting.
And I also like to take advantage of your platform because you mentioned Nationwide.
Yeah.
To say that thank Nationwide because they supported the Digital HR Summit, not only Nationwide, but X-Base Limited.
Nationwide is doing amazing.
Yeah, X-Base Limited was the Khaled Giraffe, Iconic, Icon, OU Consult, Wapcom Media, and Sheikh Afri.
Nice.
And we hope that next year we are going to get more sponsors to make it even bigger and greater.
You will.
And hopefully you also partner with us.
I would, listen, I would love to. When I saw your message on LinkedIn, I was just so excited. Even if I had something planned, I'm sure I would have canceled it just to be there. Because when we talk digital, I mean, KUSI Consultant, that's what we represent. All of our processes are digitized. We use very little paper, and it just saves us, it saves so much work. It makes the process so, okay, see? No worries, it's fine, it's fine. I'm sure that's the only paper you'll probably use all year, so that's fine. But is there anything else? How can the viewers get in touch with you, your foundation? Okay,
so novaturentfoundation.org. When you get there, go on site, you see us there. You can send us email at p.crab@novaturentfoundation.org.
Nice.
If you go onto your browser and put in Novaturent Foundation, it will take all our social media sites will come out. Yeah, we are on Twitter at Novaturian Foundation, Instagram at Novaturian Foundation, Facebook at Novaturian Foundation. And then, so you can always contact us.
You get that, viewers? You want to say it again?
020-321-3321.
Excellent, excellent. Peter, thank you so much. This has been probably the most calmest, coolest, and fun, and also insightful episode yet. And I really just appreciate you taking the time. I just made you aware of this episode last week after the event, and you agreed to come on board. So thank you so much. Excited about what the future holds. Look forward to partnering with you. And viewers, as always, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you gained so much insight. Be sure to go digital, because that's the way forward. It's the future of work. So start learning now and adapting to the change that's taking place. Again, I want to thank our amazing sponsors. Peter also mentioned Nationwide. They are a medical healthcare insurance company. They are sponsored to 30 Minutes with HR. Hotel, make sure to book all of your conferences here. Come here for weekend brunch. It's amazing. And then last but not least, Adanse Travels for all of your travel and tourism needs. And thank you again for watching. And I have to give credit. Thank you very much, Jessica. And again, thank you for watching. We'll see you next week. All right. Whew. It's a wrap. Aww.
Hello Africa, this is Event Update on Aau TV, the voice of higher education in Africa. Event Updates brings you information about upcoming higher education events happening in Africa, and it is brought to you by the Association of African Universities. I am Isabella Tutahinakwa.
Je m'appelle Alexandra Papa-Johnson.
Accra Institute of Technology is a top-notch private university in Ghana. The university offers world-class bachelor's, master's, and PhD degree programs.
IT and management is one of the good courses I think we should offer these days, because I realize cope with the management aspect. And AIT is giving us the opportunity to do IT and management. We dive into what programming. I did HR, I did principal management, and I'm talking about something technical. And I can also talk about management, which is also another dimension of corporate institution. So with all this, I think AIT is giving us a very nice opportunity.
We are AIT, the University of the Future.
The Association of African Universities, AAU, is calling for academics to enroll for its maiden faculty online modular training formed from June to August 2020. This online teaching modular training is targeted at all academics in African universities to help them enhance their skills in online and remote teaching and learning. The following are some modules for the training: how to manage your online presence, how to teach online, how to welcome students to the online environment, how to organize your online course, planning and facilitating online discussion, social bookmarking tools, screencasting tools, and online assessment tools, among others. Kindly visit the link on your screen to register or call +233 243 298464. You can also visit www.aau.org.
L'Association des universités africaines AUA appelle les universitaires à s'inscrire à sa première formation modulaire en ligne de juin à août 2020. Cette formation modulaire d'enseignement en ligne s'adresse à tous les universitaires des universités africaines pour les aider à améliorer leurs compétences dans l'enseignement et l'apprentissage en ligne et à distance. Quelques modules pour la formation sont comment gérer votre présence en
Consultancy firm is calling for abstracts for the first global conference on online education on a theme, Best Practices of Online Education, to be held on 10th to 12th August 2020 virtually. With the COVID-19, most educational and training institutions were caught unprepared to move to online education. This conference seeks to bring together many educators and trainers who wish to interact with others around the world and share about online education, and also bring online education experts and enthusiasts together to generate synergy that will help consolidate online education globally. Expected participants are college and university professors, lecturers and administrators, K-12 educators, education technologists, online education researchers, online involved in supporting online learners and educators to submit abstracts and or plan to attend this unique international conference. Interested participants are to ring to 810-8022 or email info@centerrep.org.
Center for Research Implications and Practice, une société de conseil, lance un appel à communication pour la première conférence mondiale sur l'éducation en ligne sur le thème « Meilleures pratiques de l'éducation en ligne » qui se tiendra du 10 au 12 août 2020. Avec le Covid-19, la plupart des établissements d'enseignement et de formation n'étaient pas préparés à passer à l'enseignement en ligne. Cette conférence vise donc à rassembler de nombreux éducateurs et formateurs qui souhaitent interagir avec d'autres dans le monde pour apprendre et partager sur l'éducation en ligne, et aussi apporter des experts et des passionnés de l'éducation en ligne réunis pour générer une synergie qui contribuera à l'échelle mondiale. Les participants attendus sont des professeurs de collège et d'université, des conférenciers et des administrateurs, des enseignants de la maternelle, des technologues de l'éducation, des chercheurs en éducation en ligne, des responsables de programmes en ligne, des spécialistes du curriculum en ligne, des formateurs en ligne et toute personne impliquée dans l'aide aux apprenants et aux enseignants en ligne pour soumettre des résumés, et ou toute personne ayant l'intention d'assister à cette conférence internationale unique. Les participants intéressés doivent s'inscrire avant le 31 juillet. info@centerrep.org.
The African Network for Economics of Learning, Innovation and Competence Building Systems is looking for suitable PhD students from universities in African countries to participate in the Africa Leaks PhD Visiting Fellowship Program 2021 batch, focused on innovation and development at the Department of Political Science, Faculty of Social Science, Aalborg University, Denmark. This fellowship program and scholarship seeks to help African PhD students working in the field of innovation and development to strengthen their academic research qualifications, improve quality of their dissertation in innovation and development its year of studies by December 2020, have a background within economics, sociology, political science, science and technology policy, geography, history or development studies. Applicants may also work within the STEM subjects or even manufacturing, but from a social science perspective. Applicants must possess the defined above. Submit a brief application explaining own background, motivation for applying, and expected outcomes of participation in the Africa Leaks PhD Visiting, firming that the PhD students will have completed his or her upgrade probation by end January 2021. Letter of support from the university administration at the university where the PhD student is enrolled, copies of academic certificates, one writing sample from current PhD program before 31st July 2020. For more information, please email visitingphd@africaleaks.org or secretariat@africaleaks.org. You can also call +254 710 60 7210.
Le réseau africain pour l'économie de l'apprentissage, de l'innovation et des systèmes de renforcement des compétences recherche des doctorants appropriés des universités des pays africains pour et du développement à renforcer leurs qualifications académiques de recherche, améliorer la qualité carrière en innovation et développement au sein du monde universitaire ou à l'extérieur. Pour être éligible, le candidat doit être
Are you an institution or individual? Do you intend to organize a memorable event to be archived for future reference? Then look no further than AAU Studios, because it's your best bet with our spacious studio and state-of-the-art media equipment such as 4K Panasonic video cameras, KinoFlow lights, assorted microphones, live streaming equipment, among others. You are sure to get the best of productions. Visit us at Trinity Avenue, East Legon, adjacent the National Accreditation Board, or contact the AAU studios via the following email addresses: info@aau.org, Aau Tv @aau.org, or ransford@aau.org. Alternatively, you can call us on +233 244 736280.
Hello there and welcome to another insightful episode of AAU Talks on AAU TV. I'm your host, Ajimawa Chudako, and today we'll be discussing the higher education space in Rwanda. Before I introduce to you my guest, please stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hello, my name's Phil Cotton. I'm Vice Chancellor of the University of Rwanda. The mission and the vision of the University of Rwanda, like most universities around the world, is encapsulated in written form. However, I never ever expect any of my staff or students to remember it, because to remember it is to lose the essence of it. Because the essence of it is about creating a space in which young people can be the best. That's what's really behind the vision. Once you create a space at university for young people to become the best, then you can fulfill everything else that you find embedded in the mission and vision of the University of Rwanda. And that is about national development, leaders. That's about creating people who will contribute to the communities that they're a part of, the smaller communities, but also the larger communities, and then that community that we call the nation.
Welcome back. If you just joined us, it is AAU Talks and we're on AAU TV. Today we're discussing the higher education space in Rwanda. I'm your host, Ajimawa Chudako, and with me here are very important personalities in the University of Rwanda. To begin, close to me is Professor Dio Jaganyi, the Director of Research and Innovation. And close to him is Professor Nelson Ijumba, the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academic Affairs and Research. And far from me is the elegant Miss Florence Kaneza from the university as the University Registrar, University of Rwanda. Welcome to AAU TV, AAU Talks.
Thank you. Thank you.
Great. I want to begin asking a very profound question that matters to every African now. That in the next, it's been estimated that in the next 2050, the 2.4 billion, and currently we're having 1 billion people. And with this estimation, we're thinking, what are we going to do in terms of enrollment into our higher learning spaces? But let's skew it down to Rwanda. What is Rwanda's actions towards this estimation? How are we going to find ways and means to enroll this population of youth into our higher education space?
Thank you very much. I think it's a very pertinent question, particularly if you consider the fact that it is acknowledged that people who have access to higher education have better opportunities for jobs and employment.
Yes.
So definitely as the population increases, there's going to be a need for more higher education facilities to accommodate the increase in the need. So talking of massification of higher education, of course, it has its issues. There are limited resources to be able for universities to accommodate everybody who wants to come in. So that means there is a pressure on the infrastructure.
Okay.
But there are alternatives, and the alternative is to go to the online education route, whereby you can actually reach out to many people in terms of accessing education without necessarily having them have to come on campus and be accommodated for a specific period of time. The other alternative, of course, is to have flexibility in the curriculum, which means that on campus all these times. But definitely there is a need, and also it means that there has to be ways of increasing the numbers, but not necessarily having them physically on the campuses.
Okay, so embracing the suggestion of the e-learning system draws down each in terms of program of study and the levels as well.
Actually, the issue of e-learning is having proper infrastructure in terms of internet connectivity, and of course the capacity of the people to absorb the technology. But certainly it is more cost effective to accommodate an increasing number of people. Because if you use online learning, people will be at home, people will be in their offices, they will also be able to learn at leisure. So the issue of costs would come into training and expanding internet facilities. Luckily in Rwanda, the issue of connectivity is not as bad as in a number of countries. We have an extensive fiber backbone, almost reaching every corner of the country. So it's a matter of getting the right kind of facilities for institutions to access the backbone. And there are plans to make sure that higher learning institutions have better facilities in terms of access to internet connectivity.
Okay, so let's switch focus to the University of Rwanda currently. What is the student size to teaching and non-teaching staff?
Okay, I'll let Ms. Florence Kaneza answer that.
The student population now is at 28,000. And among these, we have 48% who are in non-STEM programs, and 52% are in STEM. So in terms of gender, we have about 33% who are female, and 67% who are male. So we still have a challenge of raising the number of female students. In terms of staff, we have a total of about 2,000 staff. Among these, we have 64% are from academic, and 35% are administrative and support staff. In terms of female, 24% are female. Gender, 24% are female, and 76% are male. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe just to add, in terms of the student-staff ratio, the average is about 1 to 20, but of course there are some colleges and disciplines where it is higher and others where it is lower. But the average, which is also part of what we have stated in our strategic plan, is to have an average of 1 to 20.
Okay. So it's known that many modern universities in Africa are measured by their level of internationalization and how their faculties and how they're able to attract foreign students. What is the story of the University of Rwanda in terms of internationalizing its programs and its faculties?
Of course, in terms of internationalization, even our strategic plan, we acknowledge the need and the importance for having foreign students coming to study in our university. Also for having foreign staff. When it comes to undergraduates, we are not doing very well. I think around about 1.5% of our undergraduates are international students, many of them from the region, within the East African region. When it comes to postgraduates, we are doing slightly better, and this has been because of the centers of excellence, which we have. We have about 8 regional centers of excellence, and many of them are attracting students from the region and beyond. These are part of the World Bank funded centers of excellence. We have 4 of them in energy for sustainable development, Internet of Things, data science, and then innovation in teaching, learning, maths, and science. So we have a good number of students from outside who are increasing the proportion of international students on the postgraduate side. Undergraduate side, we would like to increase. One of the reasons that we have a low proportion of international students in undergraduates is because of the university has not been known for a long time. And from previous universities that were made, as part of the East African education area. So we are going to see an increasing number of students from neighboring countries coming to study here.
Okay, so the mention of the inter-university mobility for experience, what can you say are the benefits of such initiatives so far?
Of internationalization?
Yeah, of this exchange so far.
Well, the exchange is good in the sense that you get cross-pollination of ideas, and also the fact that, like for staff, we may not have staff in certain areas, but their expertise are available in the staff from other countries, so they can come and complement. For students, I think it's more to do with the enhancement of the student experience. Because if you study with people from different cultures, from different countries, I think there is a point where you can get to know about other people from other countries, which I think is part of learning that is very useful in life.
Okay.
To add on that, we have also our fees attract more international students is that we charge the same.
And the way we have tried to address this issue at the University of Rwanda is that we have integrated into the curriculum a course called Innovation and Entrepreneurship, which is being offered by one of the foundations that are well known for offering entrepreneurship programs in universities, called Wadhwani Foundation. This is a very students finish. Some of them are also able to run projects. Now, in addition to the entrepreneurship program, we have introduced what we call integrated into the intended learning outcomes. And these are intended to develop teamwork, what is the other, multilateral thinking.
Yeah, leadership skills.
Leadership skills. And the idea is that when the graduates come out, they are able to cope with the dynamic situation which is happening outside, because the employability situation is very dynamic, so people are equipped with the right kind of skills so that they are able to cope. And that is what we are emphasizing in our university. We have a Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship, which is encouraging even the development of innovative projects and entrepreneurial skills among our students.
It is AU Talks on Aau Tv. We're discussing the higher education space in Rwanda. We'll have to go for a quick pause. When we come back, we'll be talking about the contribution of the University of Rwanda to the people in Rwanda. Stay tuned.
Because to remember it is to lose the essence of young people can be the best. That's what's really behind the vision and the mission. And once you create a space at university for young people to become the best, then you can fulfill everything else that you find embedded and enshrined within the mission and vision of the University of Rwanda. And that is about national development. That is about creating leaders. That's about creating people who will contribute to the communities that they're a part of, the smaller communities, but also the larger communities, and then that community that we call the nation.
Hi there, it is AU Talks. If you just joined us, it is your host, Ajimo Chudako, and I have here very important personalities from the University of Rwanda as we discuss higher education space in Rwanda. So let's come back to one of the most important things that we're asking. It is also channeled to the people around it, both formal and informal. Those who haven't got the opportunity to also enroll in the university also have to.
Because dealing with sometimes the actual problems that are happening and finding immediate solution. But maybe on the research side, I will let Prof. Jagani make a contribution
so Prof. Dio.
to your question.
Yes. Well, the university contributes to the society in a number of ways.
Yes.
And university has actually structured itself in 3 different ways. It's research, it is teaching, and it's community engagement. So you've got really the formal part of research, and the kind of research we're doing is what we call impact research.
Okay.
The research that is really addressing the need.
Okay.
So you find that our researchers are involving the community in part of their research. If we go back, the undergraduate curriculum, all of it is developed with the involvement of the stakeholders, which is both industry, community, and the wider society. So, but as far as the research is concerned, that tries to address the needs of the country. At the current time, for example, we are in such a way that it addresses the needs, and these have been put into certain clusters, and there are 10 of them, and those 10 are talking to SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals, which really addresses the needs of the country. The other thing is, of course, is common knowledge that every single impact in the community where they come from.
Okay. So machines are gradually taking over human labor in this knowledge-driven economy we live in the 21st century. We find this so much disturbing to how graduates are being churned out, even though they have knowledge, but machines
future. They must be able to be adaptable to the changes that are coming forward. In other words, they must be able to be people who are long life learners.
All right.
So that they can be able to plug in into any changes that are happening.
Okay.
And that is the way it should go.
So Prof. Dio, you mentioned about trying to now creating new rates adaptable and not reliable. Arrange curriculums that will meet it proactively.